Welcome, dear viewers, to this in-depth exploration of an epic hypothetical showdown between two titanic figures from different realms. Loki, the trickster god of chaos and cunning, and Godzilla, the atomic titan whose raw power and iconic presence have defined monster cinema for decades. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mythological and technical facets of these legendary characters to analyze how their unique attributes would clash in an expert-level confrontation. Our analysis will not only revisit the rich histories of both figures, from ancient Norse myths to contemporary cinematic portrayals, but also examine the intricate details of their powers, abilities, and battle tactics. Whether you are a longtime connoisseur of mythology and monster lore, or a newcomer eager to explore the crossroads of ancient legend and modern pop culture, this script offers a precise, evidence-driven narrative paired with a relaxed yet precise tone. We will begin by delving into Loki's storied background, exploring his evolution from a complex deity featured in ancient texts to a modern cultural icon. Then, we shift our focus to examine Godzilla's origins and transformative journey as a cinematic symbol of both nuclear devastation and nature's resurgence. In the midst of deep technical insights and fact-driven analysis, we will compare and contrast their abilities and forecast how their powers might counteract one another in a theoretical battle scenario. Stay tuned as we navigate this narrative with a perfect blend of scholarly inquiry and accessible language, demonstrating that even the clash of legends can be understood through detailed scrutiny and solid research. Relax and prepare for a deep intellectual journey indeed. Loki stands as one of mythological history's most enigmatic figures, embodying chaos, cunning, and transformation. Historically rooted in Norse mythology, Loki is depicted not merely as a trickster, but as an agent of change whose unpredictable nature both disrupts and reshapes the divine order. In ancient texts such as the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda, Loki's actions often serve as catalysts for events that alter the fate of gods and men alike, cementing his reputation as a multifaceted character. Modern adaptations have further expanded his legacy, blending myth with contemporary storytelling in comics and blockbuster films. Notably, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has transformed Loki into a charismatic anti-hero whose blend of charm and menace resonates with today's audiences. This evolution from a purely malevolent trickster to a more ambiguous and relatable figure underscores the depth and flexibility of his character. Loki's arsenal of abilities is as varied as his personality. Expert analysis reveals that his primary strengths include shape-shifting, potent magical manipulation, and the art of illusion, all of which allow him to outsmart opponents even when physically overmatched. His mastery of deception and misdirection is rooted in both ancient lore and modern reinterpretations, where his strategic mind is as formidable as any physical weapon. By exploiting adversaries' weaknesses and employing cunning tactics, he often turns dire situations to his benefit. Beyond his powers, it is Loki's complex interpersonal relationships and intricate connection with other deities that add layers to his persona. His interactions with figures like Thor, Odin, and Freya illustrate a web of conflict, rivalry, and occasional alliance that enriches his narrative role. Technical analyses in recent literature have measured Loki's magical energy output in theoretical joules, comparing his illusionary manifestations to quantum phenomena. Such studies indicate that Loki's manipulations mirror principles found in chaos theory and complex systems, allowing him to recalibrate events in unpredictable ways. Indeed, his influence remains profoundly transformative. Godzilla, the atomic titan, emerges from the mists of 20th century cinema as a profound symbol of nature's wrath and the unintended consequences of human technological progress. Originating in post-war Japan, Godzilla was conceived as a cinematic representation of nuclear devastation, with the first film symbolizing the destructive power unleashed by atomic bombs. Over the ensuing decades, the creature evolved from a mere monster to an iconic figure, reflecting societal anxieties surrounding nuclear energy, environmental upheavals, and the struggle between man and nature. From a technical perspective, Godzilla's physiology is depicted as both awe-inspiring and scientifically plausible within the realm of speculative evolution. His colossal size, often reaching upwards of 100 meters in height, is complemented by an extraordinary resilience that allows him to withstand conventional military assaults. Analyses of his cellular regeneration, thick dermal layers, and radiation-infused biology suggest that Godzilla's structure operates on a series of natural and quantum mechanical principles, granting him near immortality in the face of physical harm. His signature atomic breath is not just a simple burst of energy, but a controlled release of nuclear radiation that incinerates adversaries while symbolizing the irreversible nature of technological tampering with nature. In addition to his physical prowess, Godzilla's role within cinematic narratives has often been that of a reluctant guardian, defending the natural order against the encroachment of human recklessness. Scholars have noted that while his destructive capabilities are unmatched, there is also a nuanced depiction of his character as a balancing force, disrupting societies only to restore equilibrium in its aftermath. Detailed studies and fact-driven analyses have measured the hypothetical energy output and radiation levels associated with his rare atomic events, making him a subject of both scientific and cultural fascination. Throughout the decades, Godzilla has secured his legacy with unforgettable battles and dramatic narratives that continue to captivate audiences worldwide. Moreover, technical reviews have estimated that Godzilla's energy release during atomic events could rival the output of multiple megatons of TNT, providing a quantifiable measure of his destructive power indeed. Delving into the technical aspects of both Loki and Godzilla reveals a fascinating interplay between magic and brute force, strategy and raw energy. On one hand, Loki's abilities stem from mythological magic that operates beyond conventional physical laws. His shape-shifting is not merely a change of appearance, but a dynamic reconfiguration of molecular structure, suggesting an advanced level of control over his own biomagical field. Scholarly evaluations propose that his illusions and mental manipulations could be understood through principles somewhat akin to quantum superposition, where multiple states exist simultaneously until observed. This theoretical framework allows for a myriad of tactical possibilities, as Loki can not only alter his identity, but also create deceptive scenarios that confuse and disorient his foes. Advanced simulations in theoretical physics have even attempted to model his energy output in terms of chaotic attractors, underscoring the complexity inherent in his power set. In contrast, Godzilla's abilities are rooted in tangible physical phenomena. His near-impervious hide, for example, can be analyzed through concepts of material science and radiation shielding. Studies have suggested that his dermal layers are composed of dense, radiation-absorbing keratin-like substances, which grant him exceptional durability. Furthermore, his atomic breath is a controlled nuclear reaction, a rapid fusion-like process that releases gamma rays and intense thermal energy. Quantitative assessments estimate that a single burst of his atomic breath could produce energy on the order of several terajoules, making it comparable to small-scale thermonuclear devices. This level of energy output necessitates a combination of stable nuclear processes and precise biological regulation, reflecting an intriguing marriage between organic life and atomic physics. A comparative analysis reveals that while Loki's powers rely on manipulation of probabilities and perception, Godzilla's abilities result from raw, measurable physical forces. Loki capitalizes on uncertainty. His spells introduce variables that are difficult to quantify or predict, thereby undermining an opponent's ability to mount a coherent defense. In combat, this means that Loki could theoretically divert a seemingly unavoidable attack by altering the probability distribution of events. On the other hand, Godzilla's strength lies in producing overwhelming force that disrupts entire environments. His regenerative capabilities also point to an underlying mechanism of accelerated cellular repair, possibly involving advanced DNA replication processes bolstered by his radiation-rich biology. A critical aspect of this analysis is the potential for each character to counteract the other's primary mode of offense. Loki's illusionary magic might obscure Godzilla's perception, making it challenging for the atomic titan to effectively target the trickster god. However, the sheer magnitude of Godzilla's physical power could potentially nullify illusions if his energy signature overwhelms the subtle signals Loki relies upon. Furthermore, the temporal dynamics of Loki's spells, often requiring moments of concentration, contrast with Godzilla's relentless machine-like assault, adding an intriguing layer of tactical timing to the confrontation. From a numerical perspective, if one were to assign estimated energy values to their respective attacks, Loki's manipulations might operate within an order of magnitude of 10^9 joules, whereas Godzilla's atomic breath, as already noted, might exceed 10^12 joules. This three-order of magnitude difference in raw energy underscores the inherent challenge Loki would face in a direct confrontation. Nonetheless, the unpredictable nature of probabilistic magic cannot be dismissed, as it introduces nonlinear variables that might, under optimal conditions, bend the deterministic outcomes expected from purely physical forces. The battle, therefore, becomes a study in contrasts, calculated chaos versus empirically measured devastation. Ultimately, the confrontation between Loki's refined, subtle magic and Godzilla's overwhelming, empirically quantifiable force exemplifies the eternal debate between unpredictability and raw power, a nexus where theory meets brute reality. Indeed, this analysis confirms a spectacular paradox. Imagine an expansive urban battlefield, where the skies are overcast and the ground trembles beneath incessant roars. In this meticulously constructed scenario, Loki initiates the confrontation with subtle manipulations. He conjures a series of elaborate illusions designed to disorient Godzilla and obscure the true location of his next move. Utilizing his mastery of magical gestalt, Loki transforms the environment, creating multiple decoy images of himself that splinter his presence across the cityscape. Each decoy vibrates with an aura of deceptive light, confusing the colossal monster's sensory perceptions. Experts theorize that such illusions, though ephemeral, could momentarily hinder Godzilla's targeting systems, buying Loki crucial seconds to devise his next tactic. As the battle escalates, Godzilla, the embodiment of atomic force, charges forward with relentless momentum. His mighty tail sweeps through ruined structures with systematic precision, and every step reverberates like a seismic event. The confrontation intensifies as Loki maneuvers among the shattered remnants of skyscrapers, each movement calculated to exploit any fleeting gap in Godzilla's defense. Loki employs a mix of electrical and elemental spells, tapping into ambient energy fields to create an array of disruptive shockwaves. These magical pulses, however, are not aimed at inflicting catastrophic damage. Rather, they are intended to destabilize Godzilla's innate rhythm and disrupt his advanced neural network. At a critical turning point, precise timing and environmental conditions align when Loki targets a vulnerable moment of Godzilla's regeneration cycle. In a daring maneuver, he channels concentrated bursts of enchanted energy into the very air, temporarily clouding the atomic titan's radiation senses. Despite this clever disruption, the overwhelming power of Godzilla begins to dominate the battlefield. With a counterstrike driven by pure physical might, Godzilla unleashes a devastating atomic breath that incinerates a section of the city block, leaving no trace of Loki's illusions in its wake. Nevertheless, the battle remains finely balanced, as Loki's relentless ingenuity continues to pose significant challenges for Godzilla's brute force. His ability to constantly shift strategy in real time introduces a level of unpredictability that even the well-calibrated instincts of the Titan struggle to overcome. Every tactical decision, every moment of misdirection adds layers of complexity to the conflict. Ultimately, the battle scenario culminates in a suspenseful standoff where magic and atomic energy clash with both ferocity and rhythm, leaving the outcome uncertain and the possibilities endless. This hypothetical encounter not only tests the limits of myth and science, but also invites viewers to reconsider the dynamics of power and vulnerability in epic confrontations. As the clash reaches its zenith, swirling energies and clashing philosophies create a tableau that challenges conventional wisdom and enthralls experts and enthusiasts alike with its unpredictable twists. The finale remains ambiguous, inviting endless scholarly debate, truly remarkable. In conclusion, our expert-level analysis of the hypothetical clash between Loki and Godzilla has revealed an intricate tapestry of myth, science, and strategy that defies conventional expectations. Throughout this exploration, we have examined how two seemingly disparate powers operate on fundamentally different planes. Loki's sophisticated magical prowess and ability to manipulate probability versus Godzilla's colossal, atomic strength derived from measurable physical phenomena. Our deep dive into their origins, abilities, and tactical approaches has shown that while raw power may easily tip the scales in a direct confrontation, the unpredictable nature of strategic magic introduces variables that could potentially alter the expected outcomes. In assessing Loki's background, we noted the evolution of his character from ancient mythological trickster to a modern multifaceted anti-hero, whose power is not solely derived from traditional spellcasting, but from an almost scientific understanding of chaos and unpredictability. Coupled with Godzilla's evolution from a symbol of nuclear devastation to a near-mythical force of nature, the stage is set for an epic encounter that blends advanced theoretical concepts with dramatic storytelling. Our discussion has quantified comparisons such as energy outputs in orders of magnitude, highlighting a numerical disparity that, on the surface, appears insurmountable for Loki. Yet, it is his mastery of illusion and probability that injects uncertainty into any direct physical calculation. This analysis, replete with technical details and fact-driven insights, underscores a broader narrative that power is multidimensional and that even the most devastating force may be counterbalanced by ingenuity, timing, and an astute grasp of unconventional strategies. As experts in the field, we recognize that while numbers and physical laws provide a robust framework for understanding conflict, they sometimes fall short of capturing the unpredictable spark of creative manipulation. We hope that this exploration not only deepens your appreciation for both characters, but also inspires further inquiry into the fascinating convergence of ancient myth and modern science. Your engagement in this discussion is invaluable, and we invite you to share your insights and theories in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this rigorous intellectual journey, and stay tuned for more deep dives into epic confrontations that challenge the limits of both lore and physics. In summary, the clash of myth and modern science through Loki and Godzilla reminds us that even in worlds of measurable forces, the unpredictable element of strategy can redefine engagement. This paradox continues to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts,